that a little bit more open. You know how it goes, guys. Start a little bit early. Get my tools ready. Sometimes throwing this together last minute. Well, I literally just stopped working. And didn't have a plan today for what I want to draw. Not doing social media right now, so there's no advertising. So if you join me, I'm just glad. Those who come weekly know I'm consistent and reliable, whereas sometimes the internet itself is not. So here, maybe I'll do it more on the screen. People like to see the sharpening, maybe. Gonna go back to my roots today. I'm super tired, so it's gonna be very loosey-goosey. So I'll be using newsprint. Of course, it's times like this when you're just like pushed to your edge, your capabilities. I've been working like 12 to 15-hour days every day. Maybe I'll pan the studio actually. I'm just always worried that if the camera unplugs, I lose this live stream. And the way I got it set up is not exactly conducive to fancy camera moves. But I think I will. I think we'll do a little pan here for posterity's sake. Because the studio is literally a zoo. But we'll wait till the stream starts. The reason I started a little bit early is because then it sends you an email and you might not get the notification right at 6. I want to be sure people have a chance to join in, settle in, get ready. Hey, lights, stay on. Maybe I'll even forego that countdown, save it for one of the timing blocks, and just use this time to continue to sharpen my Pure Noir 1710 B Conte pencils. I don't work for them. They don't give me free product. This isn't supported in any way. Support my own habit, as I'm sure you do too. Dull bullet right now. Let's see. It's not manual focus. I'm using 120 grit here today. It's faster. Sometimes I'll use 120 and 220 together, because this is quite scratchy, and so you can get little chips out of your drawing medium, and then it doesn't quite draw the way I like. I like it smooth, but the paper's going to do that anyways. Paper is like 3000 grit. But they use that grit when you're doing auto body work. Oh yeah, I'm gonna make a nice long needle with this one. I'm actually gonna sharpen a few different options today. Talking point, really. And I'm turning it while I'm doing it. In case you're wondering. Look at that. That is a thing of beauty. And then, as always, wiping it. You see how much excess particle materials on there. So you don't want to just get your drawing, hit that on your drawing and leave a mess, right? Let's see if we can get the cap on this sucker. Oh, is that, yeah, wow. So not dirty because it hasn't been on there. That just locks it in. 2 more to go. And 3 minutes. 3 minutes. 3 minutes. This one's less long, very pointy. How do I get it to focus this close? Probably only manually. Okay, 2. Wipe it. Final. This one will be used for the shading, so it'll be a lot more rounded. For these soft and firm edges of the drawing. All right. Clean it off. Put the dirty back into. I've got nice dirty hands here. So we're gonna do our countdown. We'll start right after. And just got off work. Just took my apron off. Wasn't really sure what I wanted to draw tonight, but I found this picture of Sarabella that's been sitting. I like screenshotted it. It's somewhere on Instagram. If you know the model, Sarabella, and you find her Instagram, you can find this. Yours will come without the star sticker I made, purely for algorithm purposes. As soon as I tilt down, I'm taking that off. Going back to my roots, just going to use the pencils, talk about how they work, and I use them, and just newsprint. Because honestly, if there was a bed here right now, I would fall asleep. However, consistency and keeping up your practice is what leads to growth. And so sometimes you have good days, sometimes you have bad days. Last week we had Keith. That was really exciting. So if you haven't checked that out, you can see it in the archives. I do want to pan the room because my OCD has been going off. On Monday, we got dropped off these giant metal animals. You can actually probably see the bear right behind me here. And so my whole studio is full. And I have like 6 or 7 square feet. Like there's stuff right here. And so I was able to make a little live stream area for us tonight. So no matter how tired you are, maybe not if you're like too sick to sit up, show up, do the work, do the practice. You might have a good day, you might have a bad day. I find sometimes when I'm really tired or just don't give an SHIT, just don't care, better drawings get made. And you really, because you're, you might be shutting down or whatever, you really see what you know because your intuition kind of comes forth. You know, a lot of stuff that we do at the Atelier is classical, right? Like there's all these rules you got to learn. Part of the reason for learning all the rules is to push out what you think you know. You want to learn enough to get to the point that it's intuitive, and that's where creativity lives. But first, learn the rules, do the practice until it becomes second nature. So I'm also taking courses right now, drawing courses, just to keep my practice up. So I'm not only drawing only on live stream night for you guys. Also outside, I'm also painting and I'm working on art. So I want to pan it just because it's exciting, and for posterity's sake, let's have a recording of it, and then we'll get down to business down here. So hopefully I don't unplug the camera because that would ruin the whole thing. Actually, maybe I just loosen it. So there's a giant metal bear. Wait a second. And you can't see, but there's a mule deer in that crate. I painted these the last 2 days. We're kind of rushed because they need to leave the studio tomorrow. Like, oh yeah, there's a sheep, there's a fox, and then there's like right beside me, so this is my setup, right? And then right beside me, there's a big wooden whatever that is. And then, for those of you who haven't been here in a while, well, I'm sorry it's shaky, guys. The windows, and more wooden stuff, and my chair. So I thought that would be a fun little tour. We're gonna hook the camera up, tilt down, and get drawing this. If you can't find it, you should screenshot. If you're a Mac user, it's like Shift Command 3. Otherwise, there'll be the drawing at the end, and you can copy from the finished piece. That will bring interesting questions about. I'm taking a breather from the social media. People are just being mean out there, fighting amongst artists. I'm losing some respect for some people. So I figured it's probably better for me just to remove myself from the equation. If I could figure out a way to post not using my phone, I would. But for now, just thanks for visiting me here. Okay, tilting down. There we are. Back to the drawing board. Okay, so I got the picture in front of me. Whatever image you're using should be in front of you. it's okay to kind of work if you print something out to put it to the side, but then just justify the drawing board a little bit more to the left or to the right. That's from my homework last night. I'm taking a course to learn the Riley torso, which in this case, I can't apply the knowledge tonight. Because, as you saw, this picture of Sarah, her body is all very condensed, and that would be a lot of drawing through, and it would look incredibly confusing because her arms and legs are up. So really not a practical use of applying that practice today. I also have a couple images by Sabin Howard and some other artists that I like, pin-up artists that I was thinking of doing master studies of in the future. So I even have like a lion picture I want to draw. So as always, just thinking, where do I want my drawing to end? Or begin and end? By limiting yourself, your space, and defining that for yourself, you really create like a body memory or a movement memory for your shoulder to figure out where things are going to go. The next thing, a plum. And in my case, I'm just going to drop a plum down the center. Like, I always like to find the halfway point of my drawing paper. So maybe I'll measure it. I'll say 1. There we go. Find that center. Great for standing. Now in this case, I'm going to say that that's where her arm crosses in front of the leg. The eye will be a place. The neck pit will be a place. Maybe her big toe. And where the arm crosses. So I have more than 3 places that I can use as reference for the alignment. Maybe I'll just bring this camera a little bit more up and tilt a little bit more down. Whoa. You know a good cameraman out there. I just don't want to see my head. And I'm just going to move the picture to the center because right now it's on this side of the screen in front of me and I'm getting a little glare. So just get yourself set up. Look at those beautiful squares. And I left the tools a little to the side in case I'm picking up things, just so you can see. I did sharpen 3 different sharpened pencils. One really long and pointy, one less so, and one quite rounded for the soft edges. All right, 23 minutes. Back to our timing. Let's get started. I won't be able to see comments right now either because I filled the screen with Sarah. But leave them. I'll check them at the break. All right. So let's start with the head shape. Now, remember, the head is 4 to the halfway point, but this halfway point doesn't represent a fully standing person, so I need to take a measurement. Okay. And I'm going to do the center line of the face. The angle. Nothing is permanent. Everything can move. In fact, I would go as far as saying that right now, I'm just guessing. And I'll react to it. So that just gives me, actually the tilt is a little more tilted. Okay. We'll put our kneadable eraser up here too. That's always useful tool to have. Gotta get the head actually a little bit bigger. So I see the whole piece as like my least favorite units, which is 5. 1, 2, 3. 1 straddles. One. Wait. Put an X for the center one. 1, 2. 5 is so hard to break up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Works for me. This might be a little bit shorter than this. We'll draw some more stool. Telling me that my head had to be bigger, right? She's squat. Normally I don't have to do heads this big because the figure is always standing. Center line, brow, forehead. And our ear will live right here. Okay. And bringing the neck down. Find the neck pit somewhere around there. Just to check. Maybe it's there. Okay, so head, chest, hips. The hips, maybe here. The chest, which starts at the neck, 3 cranial masses. And when I'm doing this, I'm trying to, I can't see the thoracic arch, it's probably right about there, but I'm trying to see through the figure and also maintain this curve of her back. That would be in the gesture drawing, of course. So we'll go with that. Head, chest, hips. The hips are on a, they're on perspective, but they're sitting on a stool. All right, something like that. So you can use the box form or you can use, the cylinder form. For the hips, drawing through, they would look like this. A little bit longer. Got to take that sticker off. All right. That's a landmark that I need. Okay. What about from the hips? The knee goes up, and it appears to be about 1 head down. So there's where I drew the thoracic arch. Her knee's actually above it, but I can put the angle of the leg. The leg drops down. And her foot. This foot, just generalized shapes. I always draw them like flippers. And that's the back leg. Now the ankle, the turning of the foot at the malleolus is where the hip is touching this stool. So I could be pretty assured, and it's, you know, she's on the center line. Maybe it's like this. That will probably stay where it is. Calf. I'll put the arms on top. See if that's too wide for the leg. And the foot should be as long as the head. So I might have gone a little bit longer. But right now I'm just blocking it. Look at the negative space here. This might shift, but use a diagonal there. All right, take that. The other knee is up at a diagonal. There's the patella. One of the epicondyles. A little bit of pressure, and it comes together. Probably a little bit lower. We'll find out once we get the arms in. Okay, the shoulder girdle travels up from my guess neck pit. I mean, it's above the knees and below the chin somewhere, so we'll see how accurate we are later. That's also what's kind of fun about this practice, is like that comparison, and it's like, wow, how wrong is my eye? When you're beginning, you don't have an eye, and you need training. But when you've trained it, this is like a test of what I've lost or maybe never had. Okay, shoulder girdle. Acromion process. So I can look at it and say it actually has to be a little bit further out when I eyeball, you know, where her nose is and whatnot. Trap. You can actually see some scapula there. This is how far down that rib cage should actually go. Because that's her rib cage on the side there. Hopefully I'm not too far out. Hips. The other side, the neck starts below the ear. In fact, if you take a line from the ear to the neck pit, that's your sternocleidomastoid. And then there's we can see some more neck beside. In this case, Sarah's hair. We have Sarah's hair. The pixie cut phase. Okay. So we've got head, chest, hips, legs, and I like to do the, this part is actually the back, her back hip. Interesting. So this needs to go up a little bit higher, I think. More like that. Okay, forearm. Cross this over. Knuckle. Hand. Just then I was like, why am I listing the obvious things here? Why am I saying this out loud? That's not what I say in my head when I'm drawing. Let's indicate the shoulder. It's not a great habit to get into using circles and stuff. You know, like when you were young and you got the books out of the library that were like how to draw, everything was always like circle, circle. We don't want to do that here. It's a bad habit, and one that's not so easy to unlearn. Flat, the back from your olecranon, the end of your bone, there's flat, and there's a flat tendon there that actually kind of looks like a house shape, but we can't see that so much here. So we've got the tricep. See, I am tired. Losing my names even. And then there's pressure here. So from this bone to here, if I go straight across, that gets you to your the process of your ulna. The ulna is actually connected to your elbow, what we know as the elbow bone. The olecranon or the olecranon, depends who you learn from. Color can have a U in it and doesn't have to have a U in it either. Inside bicep, touching the knee, which might move over. I mean, ideally, I would do this drawing in half the class, and then I could try doing a copy of something else after. So that, if I take a line from where I think the shoulder should go, the tricep area is a little too pronounced. Sarah is a aerialist, and she's got pretty ripped arms, but we need not be silly about it. Okay. Still got 7 minutes here. So I feel like I'm making good time. Maybe we'll do a quick comparison beside the screen after. Although that might ruin the fact that I could then fix my mistakes before I commit to them. And that's not always good. All right, the other hand, let's just get it in here. That might be a little big. The elbow. The wrist. Goes up to about there, where I ended the line. The wrist can be drawn more square. So, you know, the tendon part here, there. And then it goes more round. So it goes from flat to round. It's like a little box shape. And you'll see that the shadow will follow that as well. So here's the hand. The trap, the shoulder. Make the ear a little bit bigger. She's holding the ear. So we gotta get this hand up here. That might be where my distortion is. The last part of my puzzle. So I'm gonna bring the wrist up higher. Because really it's higher, even higher. If I go right to there, I'll be fine. Plot it out. So we almost got the whole block in done. 4 minutes left. Maybe I'm going too fast, I don't know. If I squint my eyes, I can see points. These will be the end of the fingertips, so I'm kind of treating them like cylinders right now. In this example, because all of here will be dark. So I think I've got her blocked in pretty good. There's still 3 minutes left, so I'm gonna start putting in the bedbug line. Now I'm gonna leave the head for another session, and maybe I'll zoom in the camera for you guys. When we do that one, maybe it'll be the next step. So let's just go down. We've got from the neck to that trap, and it follows along the trap. It's a soft edge, so I use the edge there to get to the achromium process. And follow down the deltoid, around the deltoid, kind of flattens out, goes over the bicep. Just imagine it's like a roadway in the mountains. And down to the crook of the arm. It's going to be a little bit lower. Okay, so that'll be all in shadow. There's a lot of nice shadow work here. So we just tone it. What about the neck? From the chin, it tapers the throw of the light down her larynx, a little bit up. So from the ear turning around here, a sternocleidomastoid. And that's all in shadow. So down this shoulder, it's cool because there's a cast shadow, and then you can see a little hint of the shoulder. So we got a minute left. There's a cast shadow that travels across to the patella, down the tibia tuberosity, which is the front bone, the tibia, the front part of your bone. Gotta go back up. And across the knee. So we pick hard and soft edges here as we go. But that's cast, so it's also going to have shadow. Shadow, shadow, shadow. From the knee at that same angle, but we travel across. This is a cast shadow, and it's describing the flatness of the forearm, but it's slightly getting rounder there, so it turns a little bit. There's a nice dark value in between. Okay, you know what that means. Look, we're doing it. We're doing it. We take a break. I'm hunched over like an old man. So, that was 23 minutes. Let's take one of our 7-minute musical breaks. Invite your friends. Text, you need to check it out. So let's take that message. My roommate is using the live stream to get me to look at my phone. All right, I will go look at my phone. There we go. Hey, we're back. Okay. So I got a chance to sit back and look at this thing because I was kind of racing through there. And as I pieced it together, I kind of went in this fashion, and I noticed there was one guess in this whole thing. I didn't measure it, and that guess was where the neck pit was. The neck pit falls lower than the shoulder, but what I noticed is that I could make the knees higher to get them closer to where the neck pit is. Because the problem is, if I go to the right and I look from the olecranon to the process of this ulna, I have this distance. Maybe I'll measure it with my pencil. And both arms, there's not enough perspective here for them not to be equal distance. So when I go and I look at the well, there is. It's just that this one got a little too long because I was stuffing it upward. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to raise the knee here quite a ways, which will change it a little bit. My neck pit will stay in the same place, but it'll make things look a little bit longer. So I'm just going to, so this I didn't measure to check, but the head of this, the head length should equal 2 of the leg. 1, 2, right? Up to the, right here, my favorite part, my favorite name part, the Great Trochanter, name for a death metal band. Okay, so that's my little, as I was just looking at the break, because you sit so close and you really need to back up off your art. This room, I already have a bad habit of not doing that when I'm not painting because I'm sitting down and I'm comfortable, and right behind me is this camera. But when we're at the studio here doing the live drawing, we take the breaks so that we can back off what we're doing. Just, I haven't been doing it for the live stream. You guys are seeing an angle, but trust me when I say that that's the a good solution. Because I'm committed and I want to get this drawing done. I wouldn't mind doing 2 drawings tonight. You know, get the eye, start fresh again, get 2 starts kind of is the idea. So I'll just move this shadow shape up. Remember, cast shadows describe the shape they're falling on, not necessarily the shape they're made from, so you can emphasize and exaggerate them. Yeah, and then I don't think I have to really alter this hand too much, which is good. You saw I just tackled, I just want to go straight in. The other thing that I noted when I moved back was where this shoulder was. I can move it down. I was looking at the negative space in behind the neck. that negative space has a shape. Even though it's dark gray, we see it light on the paper. I just wanted to increase its size a little bit. Increase that there. And then we keep going forward. So in the last one, we'll do the face and any finishing stuff. But for now, I'll just kind of, you know, window shade down. Just shading down. We got a cast shadow from under the arm. Here it becomes a lost edge, but we'll trim in. So, okay, so we have a tricep and then a bit of the shoulder girdle, the back of the scapula. Here you have a muscle group, which is infraspinatus. So rather than doing one simple curve, which would be the easy way out, and then this muscle wraps around latissimus dorsi. Then we see the ribs through mass, and you've got your obliques here. And then this is where your 10th rib is, kind of comes in and around. So yeah, this is some contour work that I'm doing. Surprising. Never just draw the contours. If you know what all the contours are, well, you're probably allowed. But for now, lower oblique, fold, and I might also move the leg to the left a little bit too. Right, because it's shooting down like this now. Okay. The old sit bone. Well, I'm pressing nice and hard, so hopefully this is picking up on camera. You know, I'm going to bring that up a little bit higher. Because it's pressing up against the bicep, which is pushing it out. It's not just being fit. There's also pressure happening on that part of her body. And the cast shadow, so I'm using the tip of the pencil here, curves around the leg. The vastus is a little bit flatter, but we want to emphasize brownness here. Because the cast shadow, like that's it ends here, but I'm giving it more volume this way. That's where you got to use your artistic license to emphasize some things. Okay, so this cast shadow is one of the darkest darks. Of course, cast shadows, they do slightly fade out, but for drawing purposes, we're just going to do two values in our darks. Meaning cast, core, or form, and reflected light. Just to keep it simple in the time limit that we have. The other thing I want to say too is, like, what is your perfect practice? You know, when you're creating, it's kind of like the fish out of water sometimes. Like, what am I doing here? But I have a purpose in just describing within a certain amount of time the lights and darks as I see, and some anatomy. It's, in a way, I'm thinking about it right now with squinting my eyes and whatnot, kind of like how Banksy looks. Right? If I was going to cut out a stencil or something. not gonna go for the, you know, full render. We'll pull some maybe later. Well, it's time. We'll see what time says to us. So go down this side of the tibia tuberosity. Okay. And all this is tone. Tone. Try to get your tone smooth. Often before this stage I would roll over with my kneadable eraser. Oh, sorry, let's add 20 minutes too. Okay, and her whole face and stuff is dark on this side, so we can say that too. Some things here may have changed. With that change, but you can see a distinct dark line of the calf traveling down. On the edge. So the elbow here is one of the shadow areas. It's folding back. And then it goes across over the forearm. There's a muscle here. And then another muscle kind of takes over the reins here, and then we got a cast shadow, so I use the point, the tip. Okay, and that's all in shadow. So you get a lot of mileage doing this. You know, if all of a sudden ran out of time or the model can't hold the pose or something like that, you're okay. I'm also on day 10 of the master cleanse, which is when and a full day work, which is I'm just going down the roller coaster, just at the end of it now. A couple more days without solid food and be right back to normal. So the reason why I wanted to do the elbow here, and elbow is a hard thing. Use the tip, hard edge, okay? Because then I can find the shadow on the lower leg. You'll see it goes around. The muscles are in flexion there. But we also have this interesting effect of a cast shadow and this calf has light hitting it, kind of where I've drawn there. So we got cast from the arm above, describing the object it's falling on. And all this is in shadow. Hooray, that makes life easy. There is reflected light in here, we'll deal with it. Soften that a little bit. Might try to throw a lost edge in there too, somewhere. Alrighty then. That back leg comes from here, or sorry, the front leg down, and we'll just keep this area, the powerful feminine area, the yoni, just dark. There are details in there, but If you do those, then you're just staring. And we put more value. There is going to be more value added on here. More value added. More value added. Okay. So if I did that correct, move the ankle. It's in the light, and then it has a cast shadow curling around, showing the roundness of the leg. And here, a darker cast shadow. Interesting, there's light going into it. We'll get to that. And then it travels down. Top of the foot. Across. See that wedge shape is already coming out. Just like that. We're cooking with oil now. I don't know what the hell that's supposed to mean. We're cooking with fire. Widen the foot a little bit. So the ankles are at an angle, at a diagonal. Which helps me find it. And that should meet up right to where that shadow is. Bella, bella. Cerebella. Okay. Let's just keep doing this. This side is all in shadow. Put her heel. Just kind of floats off the side. Slight curve. Bring the foot down. Pinky toe is almost in alignment with the big toe here. And we just, rather than draw the toes, just draw the shadow shape. And then this toe will be up higher. Don't try to, it's not like when people draw hands, they draw mittens, right? Well, same thing goes for toes. You don't need to draw all the spacing in between them. It looks weird. And if you spend too much time on the feet, people think you have a foot fetish. So I have been told. First fold, just looking for a horizontal that I can find myself. Wait, let me move up a little bit for you guys. Second fold. Cerebella did ballet, so look at how the arch that she has there. It's crazy. And all this is going to be in shadow. In fact, all down here is very dark, so we'll just put some material on there. Put some around her. Helps us see the setting. Down the lat. This is a shadow from the fold of the breast. The serratus would be here if it was flexed across her body. So I'm pressing a little bit lighter. This isn't, it will probably have to go a little bit darker in this area. This isn't the final value, but it helps describe the form. All this form shadow is going to be increased in darkness later. All right, this side of the arm. This can actually go up now. Aha, it's too low. And there's a tendon. The ulna is in relation to this fold. Can kind of be a lost edge there though. So I'm just going to put in some of the darker shapes along the pec. Okay. Clavicle. Tendon. There's a line from earlier that kind of represents the clavicle as well. Neck pit. Non-technical term. Okay. What else we got? So we can move up. I've moved where the hand is now. We're going to make the hand a little bit longer, an air sign hand, just to make up for the little bit of distance that I'm off. Sometimes you just gotta fake it till you make it. I'm just happy if I get a drawing done. If it's a nice drawing, that's great. On these Wednesdays, just training, right? You don't go to the gym and lift weights and like judge yourself as harshly as we do as artists. Like everything has to be a freaking masterpiece as good as Leonardo, and thus we are always failing. It's crazy to lose that perspective. It's freeing as well. Lines, a little dimple. Form comes out. So to balance out, I'm going to make this hand bigger. Just to make up for these distances that I was kind of off. But I've committed to this drawing. I actually look forward to the critique part, to see at the end here, to see how far off I am. Or if my little cheats served me well. Let's drive that finger out a little bit. And thus I can throw the elbow out a little bit further. One, two, three. Count them out. 4. Just drawing through from here to that leg. Just make sure it connects. Otherwise, hide it. Don't even show it if it's not going to work. It's a puzzle we want to put together. Aloha! Sorry for the delay on the aloha. Okay. So I've got 8 minutes, and when I do head or hands, I like to, that's all I'm doing. So maybe I'll just finish some shadow stuff below with the time that I have. So this is lost into here. So I'm not going to separate the knee. But that's a cast shadow, so let's make that cast shadow as dark as that one. Cast shadow from the hand here. So there is like a bounced light in here. But the main source is coming from this direction. So we can see this in the shadows going across the leg. Darken this one. Cast. And everything else will read as reflected light. Just without me having to do anything. Work smart, not hard. I might leave these tapering off just to create some sort of reveal that it's a drawing, you know? Cast, so it's going to be the tip. And we'll darken everything down here. Fall of light allows us to do that as well. By doing that, we can show that back leg. I don't know if any of this is useful to you guys, but it's just like a thought process in terms of building this drawing. Simple to complex. I will draw, I think I will draw a little bit more toe on this side since it's in the light. And there's a really bright part catching the light, the nail. You might notice I have a sparkly nail. My nail was cracking, so decided to wear some nail polish to have it so it doesn't spread down my finger. The nail, I mean. Okay. Big toe. And then maybe a little bit of detail on the second toe. And then kind of not really here. Maybe a separation to the pinky toe. Let the viewer's imagination fill that in for me. There is a highlight though along the second toe, which is why I decided to include it. Makes it look like you do more work. Maybe there's dark. Don't forget to look at your negative spaces and shapes. That can really help define what you're doing. And just add more value so that we know it's a shadow, but that's reflected light. Follow along the deformed shadow. You can define this a little bit more. And it should be very soft, so you can pull towards like a cross contour of the form. back to darkening this core, because there should be some value on the other side of it, right? You could pull across the forms too, because there's a lot of material on there. I don't want to turn into like the Bob Ross guy here, where everyone falls asleep to my voice. Although I guess that's not the most terrible thing. I have some purpose. I wouldn't be non-essential then if I helped people sleep, right? Highlight in the middle of the forearm, like not to the edge is what I mean by that. Let's get some halftone on this leg a little bit too. A lot of this can be done by rubbing. We've got some shadows from the tendons. His hand is in shadow. Just over a minute here. Maybe I can get some more of this hand done. A little full there. Let's bring that down slightly. She's not a bodybuilder. Okay. 45 seconds. I'll bring her jaw into this now. Moving on up. Okay. Thank you, alarm. Let's take another little break. And what will it bring us? Let's see. Oh, wait. Am I on? Oh, guys. I just sat back and looked at this thing, and I decided we're going to paint this thing. So, I'm going to do a whole panel, and I think I'm going to just paint grisaille. Or maybe a little Zorn, and then let it dry, and then do some glazing on it. So, this next little bit, we'll just finish the face. But I'm super excited now. I'm getting really sleepy, and I need some inspiration. I don't want to feel like Bob Ross. I'm not putting you guys to sleep. Let's get this show on the road. So I'm not going to time, because hopefully you guys see that more straight on. I feel like she's like sinking or floating in water, and there could like be little bubbles or something. So I pulled out one of Keith's panels, and I mean, it looks like it's just going to fit. Maybe even like I'll tilt it or something. We'll figure out that part later. Who cares? Let's do a face, because it's been a while since I just talked about drawing portraits. Sorry, I'm just going to zoom into her face a little bit. It's blurry. Okay, that'll have to do. Okay, so let's get rid of this brow line before it takes over my life. Curve it a little bit, actually. So let's look at our thirds. To nose, so brow, nose, chin, right? If I take the top of the head to the chin at the same time, halfway, that's where the eye should live. So we'll put those in. I think want to curve a little bit too. It still amazes me to this day that the eyes are halfway, right? It really fools with your head. So that's where the eyes are going to live. And this is the brow line, but of course the glabella is going to be there. So let's do our best to make this look like cerebella. Let's hope we can do that. Okay, so from the brow to the chin, halfway, is the tip of the nose. Let's move the same speed there, bunny. And normally I would say don't draw a little circle, because it looks like a clown. Draw it a little bit lower. But in her case, it's okay, because this is going to be a tracing and not a drawing now, right? We're painting today. But a very simple painting. In part due to the amount of time I have, but also because I don't have much supplies out already, and I don't want to waste time mixing for you. That's not a fun show to watch. The tilt of the brow needs to equal the tilt of the nostrils and the mouth. From the nose to the bottom of the chin, halfway is the bottom of the bottom lip. Now there's a rule of thirds in here, but let's first draw this little nose. Nostril. I'm just going for it. I'm not worried about, better make sure it's in the right place actually. Cast shadow. I'm just so excited to paint. I can't lose the focus of what I'm supposed to be doing here, right? So when I get that nostril in, I can go from the center of the brow through the nostril, and that would be the side of her mouth. And the side of the mouth is just a little bit higher than the bottom of the lip. She's got a little bit of a goofy face going on here. She looks like a chipmunk. And that's going to be to the top lip. Okay. Glabella, bridge. like dips. She doesn't have. The Greeks used to do this thing where they like did the nose like straight up to the brow, and there was like no tilt of the glabella. Okay. Put the tear duct in where I think it goes. The eye. And not too big, hopefully. Hey, Jeff just said hello, guys, if you're paying attention. Okay. With the shadow of the eyes, we've got cheek. Jeff, since you're just getting here, I decided in an excited break fury that I'm going to paint next. So we're gonna just get the head in general. Maybe I'll do the side-by-side comparison first, in case I like am really making some serious errors before I commit to paint. But at the same time, that's gonna be fun. Stoked. Thank you all who've come to see the Keith Springall Super Collection. We had a lot of visitors. Had more today. Even Yulia came in today. Don't tell the world. Okay. We got a little eyebrow triangle here. I'm squinting again. I just want to get where it is, to be honest. I'm not so concerned about a perfect portrait here, because I want to paint. Oh, she's looking a little old. You gotta be careful with this brow. Soften it out a little bit. Oh yeah, the mouth. Let's not forget about that. Yeah, something is up. Something is up. Where I put that nose is what's up. It's too far. Bad bunny. Maybe I can work with this. I think I can. Okay. Side of the head, got some hair. Let's go back and get this ear in. Fingers touching the ear, this one. This finger is out here. Feel like I can figure out lots of this stuff in paint now that I know what's going on. kind of fired her ear out a little too long, but hair, dark value, sharpening my pencil. Give another crack here. Maxilla. I'm gonna add more to the side there of this drawing. More face. I guess I should probably take a picture of this before we go to paint, since it's gonna get trashed. Move this nostril over. Lost a little length there on the philtrum. I'm going about this in a way that I've never done before. It's funny to me. And it's not working. I should stick to what I know, but we're getting there. Shadow of the hair on the forehead. Make sure you get those eyes there. This eye is just on the other side of this nostril, the pupil, because she's looking over to the side. There we go. Okay, we're almost there. I'm trying to buy time for paint. Doop, doop, doop. It's okay. It's not my best quickie, but we can repair as we go. Okay. Hey? What am I talking about? Look at that. Sarah. Enough. Okay, so we got a plan here. Let's do a quick side-by-side comparison. Up on the board thingy. And then, I mean, the sizes are different, but you can see where I had some troubles on this portrait, but we'll figure it out in the next stage. Okay, let me pop up. Pop up. Let's go, let's go. This paint takes up time, right? Right, that's you guys. Just tilt the camera up. Whoop. There we are. There's our screen. Zoom in. There you guys are with your chats. That's the royal we, right? I need to stand back to see this, but I'll just pin it up the side. That's what the back of my haircut looks like. I cut my own hair, you can tell. Not just during the beer bug, just because I'm thrifty Portuguese man. Okay, so I'm just gonna step back and we'll critique my work. Maybe the head's too big or something. I'll move the image. Whoa, sorry, it's a little jarringly crooked, isn't it? Okay, we'll go tighter, tighter. Then I'll move this picture over. All right, hey, not bad. There's a slight, her head is a little bit too big. There's a slight difference in scale. Slight. Like I feel like this elbow could go down. She's a little more scrunched and ball-like. Let's just see. Put the head on. Put the hips on. It's not terrible. My hand could go up. You know, I'm nearly the same size. That's kind of crazy. Whoop. Whoa, animation. So, interesting. It's like I'm a little too short at the top, a little too long in the feet. But, you know what? We're going to transfer this drawing anyways. So, got my Keith Springall panel with white gesso. I'll tilt down and we'll transfer this. So I'm just going to charcoal the back and then draw back on top of it to get the line work locked down onto my panel. Let's do it! Now I'm stoked. Now I'm stoked about what's going on in here. And I gotta walk all the way around. Wait, lock myself in here. Now I don't have paints or anything really prepared, but Grisaille should be easy, right? You would think so. Whoop, wow! Okay. Kind of back to where we were. All right. So, let's do these steps. I like to hold it up to the light to see where I'm going to apply charcoal. I mean, there is another way. What if I just... Let's just see if I just rub it. It might... I might be able to transfer it on backwards. Not reliably. Let's see if that catches the face. Oh my God. Is it gonna fit though? It looks like it's gonna fit. I'm trying something different, guys. I'm gonna rub the hell out of this drawing in the reverse. So we're gonna have a backwards picture. Now I need something to rub it with. So I'm transferring all that excess, I think, drawing material. That's not really working like I thought it would. We might have to go back to the old-fashioned way that works. I thought I had something here. But really it's just drawing what marks I'm making. How about a spoon? Spoon might do it. That's working. That's working. So if there's enough material on your drawing, you know, you can try to just pick that up, push it down. I'm gonna have to flip my resource in the computer. And it might drive me crazy because I love left light. Let's see. I mean, it's working. See that? Hopefully it still lines up. We'll just keep trying. It's not like I invented this. Like I knew it was possible. I just never did it before. It probably worked better on a smoother surface too. If not, we'll go back to the old-fashioned way, right? Oh man, it's there. It's there. Oh shit. Now it's not in alignment. Dudes, my dudes. Although I'm not sure that this is any quicker. So we have kind of a transfer. I'm not sure I'm convinced it's gonna go though. I mean, I have to do a lot of drawing in here. You know what? Let's do it. So we kept the drawing. The drawing has survived. We'll put that up somewhere. I'll flip Sarah's image in my software, and then we'll use paint to draw back on and lock in this charcoal. Why not? Yes, mad scientist experiment. Well, it's like I'm losing my mind. Trying to make things exciting rather than, wait, flip vertical, flip horizontal, rotate right, rotate left. Oh, it doesn't have a, wait, flip horizontal. Booyah! Okay. I'm sure you guys can just hear the excitement in Bunny's voice right now. We're making a painting. I'm gonna put on an apron. It'll be fun. And we spared a drawing. We saved a drawing. Okay. Apron. She's flipped. I guess I kind of have a chance to like draw again in a lot of ways. Because it's just like the hint is there. So we'll draw with the paint. I'll just remove my drawing stuff here. I mean, I guess I could draw on the panel, but we'll pull the paint. Look at now we're set up. C'est bon. C'est bon. What do we got here? We got some stuff. I will make a burnt umber. This is that Zord palette. In fact, I should probably confirm that it's alive before I commit to this. That's dead. Oh, there's a little bit of brown in there. Homemade brown. The black is like tar. And the red is still fresh enough. Excellent. How's that yellow? Oh, juicy. This, I'm gonna go towards a little bit cooler, so adding more black. And if there's a little smidgen of white hiding here, we'll just look at it. Oh yeah. Okay. And I have here spike oil, which is lavender oil, and it is essentially a delicious smelling solvent, just to thin this. Okay, darks can be thin. Can't remember a few paintings ago I did them thick, but. And I'll also use a nice small pointy brush. It's not that one. These are my not good brushes. So we gotta pick one that's the best not good one. This one. Well-loved rosemary brush here. It's around 0. Wow, that's tiny. All right, let's see what we can pull out of here. This might be a little too hard edged, but dare I shrink her face in? Yes, I dare. I dare. The great thing about paint is you can just move it around. It's like plasticine. So like I said, like I know what the time is. I'm not going to try to get color on this today. I'm just going to try to get a reasonable facsimile that I can glaze or something. You know, seeing it opposite too really makes mistakes stand out. Side of the leg. I'm also leaning my pinky. That's how I like to work most of the time when drawing. And since I'm not going to get dirty right now, I can just land my pinky right on the surface. I'm going to drop the shoulder a little bit. Yeah, now that I'm seeing the angles on the opposite side, it's actually a great corrective measure here. Maybe today's experiment will teach me something new. Gotta be playful like a child sometimes. See, makes Sarah smile. She's smiling. Tilted. Oh yeah. I might. So this paint feels really nice, but I might go a little bit thinner. So I get my lavender oil out. So why I call it speckle or spike oil instead of lavender oil is if you go to like the health food store and get lavender oil, which is sometimes in almond oil, or it's not the type of lavender that you want. Get it from Art Supply. Mine's all in German or something. Yeah. But there are classical supply places that have it. It's wondrous. I love it. It also doesn't stink like the OMS does. You know? So that's a benefit of using it. We having fun yet? You guys can, the birds are loud today. Very, very loud today. And I discovered how to like fix the podcast on my ancient iPad, and discovered some shows that I totally had saved and forgot about listening to. I would listen to them right now, but I gotta keep the mouth moving for this podcast. Oh! Sorry. Live stream. Not a podcast. I would love to do a podcast though. I will run out of cool friends after like 3 weeks. I don't know why this nose was troubling me so much. And we can move it. It's paint. I'm just gonna draw it if it's not commit to it kind of tone. And then we'll just brush it in later and flatten down all the darks. Is the royal we annoying, guys? Dry time of the spike oil. I've only... Oh, the spike oil, like any solvent, that's speeding it up, you know? It's called spike oil, but it's not really an oil. It's a solvent. So it is going to thin it and behave, yeah, like Gamsol. But when I started to learn about how to do more safe oil painting practice, I picked it up. So if I was like cleaning something though, I wouldn't use it. It's too expensive to replace for all that kind of stuff. All right, let's get the knee in. So, you know, painting now, no timers. It's not figure drawing anymore. Figure painting. This is gonna look good. And you know what? I feel now like I have energy. So I guess just like that, the run of the mill that I was doing, and this really changed the situation. Maybe I won't be able to sleep now at night. This arm could move up too. I didn't really notice. I'm gonna move it up. I'm gonna move it up. Guys, you should try this opposite thing one time. It's interesting. Like seeing all the angles on my source material now, like totally fresh. Obviously we can't do this with a model, but doing this replication and then flipping a photo, it's like one more chance to let your eye refine. Oh yeah, because that's all in shadow. All right. Also, I don't know if you guys see, when I put my brush in, I spin it. I'm spinning like this. Like a lot of people don't realize you have to like flip the brush over and load the paint. You guys who I'm talking to, not you guys who know you are, who aren't you guys, you know that I don't need to tell you that because you already know it, but it's to the other people. Oh boy. We have fun. All right, so now I'm gonna find, it's lost here, but the I'm gonna put this core shadow in. It's changed a little bit on its way down. And then only, I'm not going to do the whole thing here. Like when I was drawing a lot more form, but just what's light and dark, right? We'll make a lighter, thinner wash on top. This is still a little bit drawing. Who knows what kind of result this is going to get? I don't know. Lost edge there. I didn't notice that before. I'll do a solid shadow here now, just to have some variety built in. And it is. That is there. It's like the fingers in shadow or something, the knuckle. Whereas the rest aren't that dark. So. Oh wow, I curled that down too much in the drawing. Wait, oh yeah. Like, did I just totally mess that up? No, that's where the bicep is. All right. There's no lines there, so I'm questioning myself. The cast shadow on the leg goes up, around, and onto the forearm. Let's make it dark. So this isn't pure black. I mean, it might appear that way on the video. I don't want it that dark. When you're doing a glazing technique, you also have to make your lights brighter than they're going to appear at the end, because as you glaze, the value drops with each kind of layer, almost like of cellophane you put in. You lose value. Right up to the eye. Actually, the eye can probably move over. It's such a good feeling to know you're alive. This brush has seen better days, I tell ya. I have like so many good brushes, but I can't let these go. Still usable. Unless the brush is like completely dead, I keep it. Especially if they have like little errant hairs and stuff, like great for fur, and you know, there's all sorts of applications. The eye is sagging here and I'm doing a bad job of fixing that. Just put some lashes in maybe and worry about it later. Alright. Below the eye. Across the cheek. Let's get that hair in. Maybe the hair I'll do solid dark right away. Got this bigger brush here. Oh, a little too thick. You want to see this streak still. So let's get some off, like. I don't know, this could be like a warm, cool exercise too. Later. With Zorn. I'll slightly change the mouth. She won't mind. So, across the brow, across the nose, across the mouth. Whoa. Up here. Maybe not quite that high. That little shape there. Can't lose that. Goes this way. Ah, whip, yip. Zippy, zappy, zopa. So I'll dip in a little Gamsol. Just to take that off. I lost it there, guys. Lost that little triangle angle. Triangle angle. I think I might be losing my mind. Okay. Yes, there's not that jowly there. Tilted there. In fact, just younger girls in general aren't. It's like I squished her face a little bit. But it's okay, we'll get it back. All right. I feel a little bit the way I'm using this brush, a little bit like I'm drawing a comic book. Like it's close to ink, this consistency I'm dealing with. Oh my god, I'm guessing. I'm gonna guess here. There's no drawing now. It's like gone. Damn it. It got crooked on me and that's that. Had to commit. We got like 40 or so minutes. I see an indication of a collarbone. What's this? Let's guesstimate the hair. Bring that neck down. Yeah, there we go. We're finding it. It's in there somewhere. Comes in at the elbow, the flank. Yep. All right. I'm assuming that that's the line that I was following, so let's do it. Just kind of transferred a little bit. So I was doing this course, and it's got me doing a 25-year plan, and which is crazy to think, you know, everyone's like plan for retirement, but I'm talking about like where you're gonna be 25 years, what are you gonna be doing. Sorry to inform you, I will not be in Calgary. That's, if I am, I did something wrong. It's a really cool exercise. We don't like to think about how we're gonna die, you know? And the 25-year, so it's like you plan your 25-year plan, but then you're actually only making a 3-year plan in this thing. But it's been really interesting because, you know, a lot of stuff just happens. But this way it's like, maybe you block out the waste of time stuff that just happens sometimes. We all have that. Making me really nostalgic for things too, thinking about, you know, what I have done and what I still want to do in life. I mean, we don't have that much time. I've even used that as an excuse not to practice art, like, oh, I gotta do something else, you know. But then later I'm always regretting how much time I hadn't put in. Walking out of my studio every day and seeing Keith's 500 awesome pieces is not a bad thing either for motivation. Just painting in between the toes. Just the shapes. It's actually far more simple than the drawing, right? We're back to that phase. Can't really see it though. I'm kind of guessing a little bit too. That should be a little shorter. All right, there was a little bit of leg on that side, but the light paint can go on top of that. And like, this is all lost edge stuff in here. Boinga, shaboinga. Wait a minute. Should be lower. That hand, man. Real problem. Real problem for me right now. Everything seems to be lining up though. Which is good. We want things to work out. Oh, this hand. Maybe if I just commit to an ear, it'll just draw itself. I feel like I gotta move the nose up a little bit. I think that's what I had wrong in the last one. Made the space below the chin too small. I'm just moving it all up. I think that's gonna help me get the right shape. Move the nose up. Yeah. That's what I need to do. Common mistake. Whoops, sorry. Get my head in there. Okay. Wait. Okay, what's happening here? Knuckles coming down. Going out. Yeah, that's the light. Okay. Haha! Oh, there's the other foot. Damn. Let's do that. Let's do that. I got enough paint here. Totally can't see it. That's bad because that was my favorite part of the drawing. So, I don't know, light comes down here somewhere. We'll get it. Cast shadow. We'll do solid. Do solid. It's actually going to be at this angle, like this. And then across from here is where the ankle goes out even further, which lines up to there. All right. Drop the foot. Okay, okay. It's coming. It's like that toe should be like way down here. Let's just see what it looks like. Man, I think this foot's getting way too long though. Okay, let me measure. Wow, that is all right. So the toe to the ankle is one head length. We also have, you know, there's a little cheat here is it can be like we're in a down view, so the thing closest to us can be a little bit bigger. That's my justification. There's where the light's gonna be. Might as well put the nail in. Last night I was reading I made a list of all the books I read this year. I'm up to 8 right now. I'm almost finished my 9th. Or maybe it's 9 to 10. Anyways, after work, so Tuesday night. Oh yeah, I took a class. I took a class at Watts Atelier online, where I did that drawing. And I got home and I was like, you know, when you're on a cleanse, your body gets pretty sore. Your muscles get sore faster than they normally do. Like I'm hurting I'm slouching so bad right now. But, so I'm like, well, I'll have a hot Epsom salt bath. And I get in the bath and I get a book. And I think I went in the bath like 8:30, 9 o'clock. This book is good. So I didn't get out of the bath until 11:18. A prune, my hands were fine because they're out reading the book. But I hadn't realized like how lost in this reading I got and how late it was because I knew I had to be up early for work again. But I almost finished that book too. When I got out of the bath, the water was ice cold, so maybe you can relate. I kind of wish, you know, spring is here, but I kind of wish I had more time to read. So that was kind of nice. Or like when it rains, I don't feel as guilty spending the whole day in a book. But my goal is to read 50 books this year. If I can find the time, that is. Okay. That looks good. Still fearful of the hand. I'm still fearful. Okay. Take a deep breath. We're not taking breaks. It's 8:30, so I got like easy, right? Half an hour. All right. All right, hand. Got this. Got this. The claw. My nephew Nolan and I, when he was a little kid, had this game called The Claw, and I would like grab it like it was out of control, and it would grab my face, and then I'd have to fight it off, and then it would go after him, and he would scream murder, like, ah! The claw's coming. Lots of fun. Lots of fun with the uncles. I wonder how he'd react to that now. He'd probably kick me. He's studying martial arts like I did when I was a kid, and I know that I got real kicky for a while there. All right, I can see that part, but it's moved over now in my piece. That's painting for you. Can't be attached to anything really. Didn't the Buddha say something like that? That's what I'll do. I'll be like Bob Ross with not good quotes. I'll be like, didn't the Buddha say something like that sometime? It's like misinformed quotes. I do want to bring my personal YouTube channel back one day. It wouldn't be like this. This is a replacement for us not getting together. Hopefully this isn't for much longer. Well, actually, I'm going to do the live stream the whole summer, except when I'm in Iceland. Maybe when I'm there. No one's going to tune in on a nice day anyways. Gotta amp up my talking game if that's going to happen. Alright, let's get this little finger in here. So I'm not drawing the fingers. I'm drawing the dark negative space. Like I'm not even looking at it like it's fingers. For those of you who don't know that trick. Alrighty. Works for me. What do you think? Let's go full dark in here? Yeah. No fear. No fear. Can always put lighter on top, right? Painting dark to light. All right, I'm gonna add some white. Oh yeah, it's gotta be a little bit lighter if I'm glazing than what I see. So there's our gray. And I'll just block in some more shadows here. They might be too dark, but we're gonna go with it. I do need to practice some glazing. Maybe I'll do a different piece, but I want to make some glazing samples for when classes start again. So I need a black and white piece in which to do like strips over. Okay. Definitely could have been lighter. So we'll just lighten it up now. And it needs to be thinner. This paint is just too perfect right now, but not perfect for what I need to do. It's exactly the consistency I like to paint. Paint, but not to do this. And this will be dry tomorrow. In fact, you'd be surprised how fast oil paint dries with this medium added to it. So maybe I'll put in a background though. Let's see what time. Oh yeah, it's 8:30. I'm also holding my brush a lot further back now, right? I'm not drawing anymore. I'm not trying to blend my shading. Just filling it in flat. I did order today a bunch of like glow in the dark paint and like stuff that's going to come in August from the UK. You guys might have seen that I did. It's like a Kickstarter. That's Stuart's sample guy. I loaded up. I mean, he's got this. The guy's got to be a millionaire. He's got this brilliant idea for spray canisters. So I bought like 6 or 7 of those. I'm going to, and then a bunch of neon colors, glow in the dark colors. All paint that I can make myself, because I'll make it as oil. So just the pigments. Figured if I'm going to do a big order, I might as well just drop all my money and do it once. Pay 1 shipping. Oh, this is all dark too. Okay. This paint is too thick, but I'm still going to use it. I'm lazy. I'm that lazy that I didn't even just fix it. It's going to look sweet. I really liked doing blue and pink work for years, so I had this whole like male, female, whatever, that doesn't matter, but I would do like bright blue backgrounds and pink for flesh colors, like bright pink, and it looked pretty. I mean, it's a little bit staggering compared to what we're used to today. But I could do something poppy with this, you know? I'm not glued to it looking like anything at all. So, in terms of practicing holding my brush, practicing moving the paint on the surface, right? That's all we're after in these sessions. I don't have to make anything to sell. That's a lot of pressure. And then I want to have a good time talking to the air, meaning you guys. Oh, mistake. Not paying attention. That is a light. Now it is a light. I didn't draw this one in. I can do it now. So it doesn't even, because I used that lavender oil, I'm not actually able to smudge this paint. It's pretty much set. It's not completely dry. If I use solvent more, it would pick it up. But based on the two paints I've mixed, they will stay independent of each other. They won't actually blend together unless I really, really rub the brush in. I can do an example of that here. So there, if I rub it like that, they'll blend. Nice smooth blend. But if I just paint right beside, it won't pick it up. Because I have two very different consistencies of paint. Takes force to make that work. Use a little force right there, just to soften some things. But the line of the form shadow or core shadow, it won't be disturbed. This, it gets painted right over. So just got to be mindful of how you're moving your brush, what you're getting rid of. Maybe you got shapes beside shapes, so it's not like anything's completely lost. We'll leave that little shimmer in there. Could help us out later on. Us again, huh? This royal we crap. You're here with me, like these birds. I need to move her hairline over to there. And her jaw and this value are going to dissolve each other. Okay, I am going to grab a little bit of the dark while I see it. I left a little bit on the palette there in case I need it. Back to the lighter. Grab a little white. Oh, I painted over my light. I'll just put white in after. Or slightly a third value of this. You can definitely glaze right on top of this white to get your values though. It would work great. Would work great. So who knows what we'll do next week with this, if anything. From the neck over. Very meditative. In fact, this is kind of, now that I think about it, this is kind of how I paint with gouache. It feels the same. inconsistency right now. And illustrative, strangely enough. Everyone that I've talked to is like all about the gouache right now. For plein air or whatever they're doing. I don't know what I missed on social media, but it's a thing now. Doing it for years. In fact, the gouache I have is so old. I don't think they make that brand anymore. I have some gouache from Japan. I still have stuff I brought back from Japan years ago that I haven't even like opened out of the package. I just went on kind of like I'll never be here again buying spree. But fully I want to be there again. Like definitely. It's still at the top of the bucket list. I was just thinking about that yesterday, actually. That's somewhere I would actually want to live. Maybe that's in I should add that to my 25-year plan. So I'm just bringing in a little bit of the dark back on top. It's more blendable. I got some working time here now. Like this would be okay to do too with multiple brushes. Go for the dark again. We do have darker areas a little bit, so I can play them up. I don't know how that picks up, but it's fine if it doesn't. I can see it. Alright, I'm gonna go a little bit lighter now. A little bit lighter. Might as well. A little bit lighter yet. Okay, well this is what I have on my palette, so this is what I'll use. I'm not putting more paint out. Oh, there's a couple lines here we don't have. Dark, 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 dark. So we'll get that lighter one. And I'll just put it beside the core. That'll be our folding light. I'm gonna add some Gamsol. And maybe see what happens if I put it in the highlight area. It's a little too bright in the reflected light. I tried. Just building it out. some obliques in there. Oh yeah, I gotta finish her face here too. Yowzers! It's gotta be a little darker. Oopsies. Too light. The ear. Well, oh man. Time's a ticking. What do you think? Just paint the outside a color? Should we put a no stool, no stool. We want this floaty. It's gotta be darker. More black, more brown, whatever. Whatever it takes. It's all got a little too light. So I think I'll just make this more whitish. Like, oh, come on. This white. Not pure white, but white enough. This has a little bit of pink in it. Just by how I grabbed it. Or it looks that way to me under these awesome LED lights. Oh, bunny. What have you done? Got the white dirty. Well, we're going with it. It's a time thing. The warm cool works here. Inadvertent fall of light, meaning it's a little darker down here. Oh, I might have to pull out paint. I don't want to do it. What? I have no idea. Did my camera just bust? It's pretty cool though. Did it just finally have its last day and decide to go like Negatron? It looks pretty cool. That is not an effect. Let's see. Maybe my camera just busted. This has been an exciting night. Because that does not look like an effect I would want. But we'll keep going, guys. That's so crazy. Like, it's like the magenta just burnt out of my camera. I was thinking it might be time to join you guys in the world of mirrorless, but I don't have any money right now for that. But if this burnt out, I guess we're not going to be doing any live streams for a while. Nose, forehead. Wow. Surprise! I want to put a background in. It's past time. You won't be able to see what color it is, but wow, I'm gonna have to go back and watch this episode because that just like it like popped. It's like the camera popped. Maybe it was just having a too hard of a time looking at these non-colors. I don't know. It is very concerning though for my wallet. All my lenses are Canon. So that also, I mean, does Canon have a good mirrorless camera out yet? And then I could use all my lenses, or I could get a camera. Actually, I need a camera that can do video. Like a lot of video. Like be able to record for 3 hours. Looking for suggestions. Because clearly, this one is shot. It's heartbreaking. I bought it like a few years ago. Anyways. Let's soften that with my finger. I mean, we're pretty much the closeout here. Doing a little more edging. I'm just gonna switch. Hopefully it's weird. Wait, there's magenta on my shirt. Or it's in invert. It's like an invert. I'm just gonna switch the camera setting here and just see. Auto, off. Auto. What? Ah! It went back! I don't know what it did, guys. I was having a little heart attack that my camera was screwed. And okay, so that's what I got so far. I think I want to hit the background though. You can stay. You can go. So it's like it's bluish. And let me see what I have near me. Like normally I've been running the Zorn palette, so here's some bluish. Let's cool it off. Oh, it's gonna come out the side of the tube, I think. Yeah, fuck it. Let's do it. Ah. This works. You can squeeze it out of the side of the tube and then just let it go hard again. It seals itself. So we got ultramarine blue and a little bit of brown. That will neutralize it a bit. Or black. Drop it down. And then I need some of this white. Oh! We nearly got the exact color that the actual backdrop is. And once again, some speckle. I don't know what the camera's doing again, guys. It's a little levelly oversaturated, the view you're getting, but at least we have a not blue picture, right? Okay. That's what we want. Up here it might be a little bit lighter, actually. Let's see. Just taking what's on the board. Being cheap. Okay, and this is still too sticky, but I'm also like too small of a brush, right? So, I guess it could be water later. Maybe we'll glazer. We'll glazer. Glazer. Sorry about the X-Men effect. You saw, I didn't get up off my seat. The gods. Uh-oh, they want to disrupt my painting session. And say, you're being weird, go home. I just dipped this in Gamsol. Let's get it running around here. Oh my god. Bunny, come on. This is how you wreck art. I'm just trying to rush. This is dry pretty much, even though it's white, like. Whew. What a difference a day makes. 24 little hours. Too much Gamasol sprays it. This might be the second funnest live stream I've had for myself yet. Just because things got weird. I didn't know I was going to do this at all. I like it today and I like it right now. I might not like it tomorrow. But I got all these panels from you, Keith, that I gotta use, right? So many things, so much paint, so many things to paint. So many panels from Keith. We're good. Part of me, if I wasn't going to Saskatchewan and Waterton and Elk Island, would say, let's do every night it's a live stream. And I would challenge people to also draw at the same time. You know, there's all those challenges out there. Why not? Have one for us. Unfortunately, I can't just yet. But I like the idea. Oh, sorry about that glare. If you're watching, if anyone's watching, if anyone still watches these things. What could I do to make it better? What could I do? Oh, okay. To make more people want to watch it directly in there. For sure. Holding the brush on my wall. Take from this side. Put it on this side. Actually a nice color. It's kind of like Prussian blue, which is beautiful when you add white. It was meant to replace ultramarine, which is what I was using here, but with a little bit of the brown and black in it. I think it's a very overlooked color on people. People don't put it on their palette. All right, let's keep doing the work. I'm not giving up yet. I started late. I've been painting all day though. Acrylic. My God. It dries too fast. It doesn't have this like nice plastickiness. I will always favor oil. I'm not ashamed to say it. I'll use acrylic for sure. Dries quick. Benefits to that. Plus neon, interference paints. There's a lot more fun stuff. That's why I ordered a bunch of pigments, because I'm hoping I can make less fugitive neon paint. You can't, Cama sells like a neon oil. It's not great. I just want to play around a little bit with this kind of stuff. It's not popular in oil paint because most oil painters want to make things look real. I should probably start darkening it just to mimic the fall of light that is on the backdrop a little bit, or like some sort of effect, but also because I'm running out and I'm thrifty. And I know that you guys can hear that because I guess you can hear me when I walk out and go to the bathroom. This microphone, which could or might not be still work, I don't know. Doesn't show me an audio level here, so. Oh, honestly, I'm so glad my camera still works. I was a little concerned doing a calculation in my mind how I was going to afford that. But I still think it's a good idea to research these, a mirrorless camera for myself. And something that can do video. All of the stuff I have was cobbled together off what I already owned because we were literally locked down when this whole thing started. And I had no work, I had no money, and I wasn't gonna, how was I gonna buy anything? So I am proud of the setup. The H4 recorder that I've had sitting in a box for years. It was still in its box, like brand new. Figured out how to use some tricks with OBS. It's actually quite a feat that this is broadcast every week. My poor little computer just screaming hot every time. But it's pretty cool. We could all have our own stations nowadays. Okay, I'm gonna also, I don't know if you guys can see it, I'm just gonna scumble this paint a little bit to give it a more interesting texture. Maybe you can see because the light's catching. Mottled of sorts. I didn't make the paint quite thin enough either. So I'm going to grab a little bit of black and do this side darker. Just like it is in the reference. Which will, I'll pull this one up at the end and maybe that drawing. I know, I've gone over time. That's a first. Thing is I'll probably even, you know, you go over the background again usually when you're painting. I can make it more solid. I could gold leaf it. This will probably just get abandoned on the shelf. Like so many paintings. Oh, let's get in here first. Maybe next time I'll actually pull out the Prussian blue. Let's just wait over at that side of the studio and I gotta walk past all this crap. Keith, you're out there. I'll see you Saturday. Hey, G. Getting more subscribers every day. What? Really? We like it. We like the subscribers. It's tough out there. There's so many things you can watch or do or see, you know? I think the biggest views I've had is like 4,500. Which seems pretty... Maybe it's Russian bots. Maybe it's not even that many. Alrighty, I'm calling that done. That's it. I'm stopping there. Guys, I'm gonna post up on the screen here again. Oh, it smells like Grandma's house. Just lavender. Hey, thanks. Appreciate it. It's an interesting, fun way to work. I'll just go up there so you can see my face and I can do like the half asleep, forget what I was supposed to say closing. Haha! We like it. Don't get paint on the screen. Tilting up. I'm a real boy. I'm not just a pair of hands. But it's coming into the screen. What happened with that? Like there aren't effects in my camera. Hey ho, and the drawing, we did two things tonight. Hey ho, let's go, let's turn this mic this way so that I'm not talking backwards. There we go. So, we produced something. There you guys are. I look like an X-Man. Wait, if you do it this way, it's a little bit smarter, isn't it? Well, that was interesting. Just whipped off a little drawing, a painting today. It looks better in person, I promise. Who knows? Might add some color and stuff on top of it. Look, you got this picture was on my phone, and Sarah Bella or someone posted it at 8:33 maybe, and I screenshotted it, and then I sent the screenshot to my computer. So like it's super pixely, but sometimes it's better to be a little bit blurry and a little bit not all there. It might be nice to try to add some warm colors on the turning of the form, or glaze this or something. We have something to deal with. Lavender. This is why you guys should use the spike oil. So, I'd like to thank Keith for the panel and so many more. Jeff and Greg, Kelsey, everyone making the comments. It's like having a text. I know that you're there. This drawing survived. I was really having problems with the face today. I wasn't following any of my knowledge or rules. I don't know why. It's kind of out of it. But a couple days I'll be back on solid food. And okay, so that's the end. Wednesday night. What more fun could you do than make art? Thank you for joining me. join me again. Like, subscribe, comment, share, do the things for the YouTube algorithm, and don't forget the bell. I heard that's important. Otherwise, you won't get updated when I come out with a new video. Anyways, where's my hat? That's what I need. Thank you again. And if you made drawings or whatever, I'd say share it to social media and tag me, but I'm not going on there. Like, I got rid of YouTube and Instagram and all that kind of stuff off my phone. I didn't throw out the account, but people are being nasty on there, and really I don't want to deal with all this politics and hating and all this crap right now. And quite frankly, it's distracting. So I'm not dying. Lots of people texted me and called me worried that something was wrong, because I am a consistent person and I like to do the stories and share my life. But there are people out there that I don't want to share it with either. That's not you. But it was taking away from the amount of work that I have to do. So maybe in June when I get back from Waterton, like, I'm going all over the place and working a lot right now. So I don't want to be bothered with whether or not I have internet and I'm posting. So I'm not dead, I'm not sick, I'm not dying. Something's not wrong. I just don't want to be on there right now. But come here to see me, or come see Keith's show up till Saturday. I can buzz you in 410. It's awesome. There's lots of work, and we can fight over which ones we want. Until then, I just want to say good night and ciao for now.